Scotch, bourbon, and rye. If they like a bottle, they'll tell you why.
Started. Let's just get rid of this. Hey, everybody! Welcome to another episode of Tranny and C. I'm Tranny. This is C. Today we are gonna do something we're very excited about.
Yeah.
First of all, we love unboxings. This maybe is Saturday you're watching this video, because that's when we come out with these videos.
Yep.
Or you're watching it in like the year 2030 or something like that. We don't know. Anyway. Okay.
These videos last forever. That is the funny thing.
That is the thing.
I mean,
like, we've been doing this for 3-4 years.
4 years. So.
And
Still get comments on like our first videos.
and we see like ourselves 4 years ago. We're like, oh yeah,
Oh, I've really
we have
gained weight.
actually aged quite a lot.
Those are quite large bags under my eyes.
We've got Old Pulteney 15-year-old Scotch whiskey, 46%. Fucking rad.
The thing about this is that this is a relatively today this is a relatively new product because the 15 is essentially replacing the 17, and then the new Old Pulteney 18 I think is replacing the 21. So
Right. Okay.
these are just sexy bottles.
That's
Look
a
at the curves.
curved bottle. It's got
Curvaceous.
the still style top to it.
Sexy. Oh, yeah.
Sure. Very cool. Do you want to do the honors? Or?
Oh sure. Double matured in ex-bourbon and Spanish oak casks.
Nice.
There you go.
And this is the one that I think it still says distilled and matured by the sea.
That's right, because it is the maritime malt. This is
yeah.
what some people, mostly us, refer to as Old Pulteney.
Old Sultanate.
There we go. Okay.
Now we got a little card in here. What's the card about?
I'm gonna unbox it here.
It's
Got
in
a little
French. The card is 100% in French.
happy little tab here. Just peel that back. Whoop. Pop the top and get the cap. Yeah, somewhat limp-wristed.
It's more the wrist's fault than the bottle, yeah.
We won't blame the Old Pulteney for that lack
No.
of pop.
So,
Whoa, gluggy, glug,
As you guys
gluggy.
probably know, if you watch us, that Old Pulteney is a fan favorite of ours.
Sure. Sure.
One of our favorite single malts,
fanboys.
probably.
Does it have the compass? It sure does.
Oh, nice.
The old compass on the bottom there. Tell where you're going. Jack Sparrow.
Exactly what they're going for. They got the compass on the top as well.
Oh, sure.
So Old Pulteney, as I was saying, is
Fan favorite.
we love this stuff. We've never tried the 15, but we have not been led astray so far.
Well, one of the reasons that we started our love for it was that, spoiler alert, it won the first round of what's the best 12-year-old Scotch.
Oh yeah. I think
Right?
yeah.
That kind of got us going. on
Yeah,
it.
won the whole thing. Okay, here we go.
There we go. Nosing. Well, this is just an unboxing.
This is
First
an unboxing.
impressions.
First impressions. It's funny sometimes. The nose takes a bit to open up on an Old
Old
Pulteney.
Pulteney does have a bit of a slow nose.
It does. It's the one that you're like, okay, whatever, and then after the bottle's gone down a bit, and you've tasted it. Sometimes it's one of those ones that where you taste it, you finally kind of understand where the nose is coming from.
Old Pulteney does have a somewhat muted nose, but then you get into the flavor, and that's when it really gets
It's
you.
something specific, yeah.
Yeah, because you don't just sniff whiskey; you got to drink it.
You do have to drink it.
And it does have like that classic Old Pulteney nose from the sense that it is a little bit mild.
Yeah.
But it does have that salty, briny.
Yeah, a little bit seawater, a little bit seaweed,
Yeah.
a little bit. There is that sweetness on there that's
I was
always
gonna
there.
say it's salty yet sweet.
Yeah.
Right? It's got that nice balance.
And 46%.
Somewhat fruity, almost like a pear kind of a nose to it.
Yeah, also has a little bit of those
Apple pear.
those like the biscuit of a Fig Newton kind of thing. Cool.
Doughy,
Okay,
yeah.
let's maybe.
There is a little bit of a plastic scent to it too, as well.
Yeah,
Little
Old Pulteney's
petroleum,
not
but-
really known to be very like peaty or too smoky or anything like that, but it does kind of encompass a bunch of different flavors in there.
Okay, let's get into it.
Okay, let's get to the flavor. There it is. There it is.
The thing that, to me, that's like one of the signatures of Old Pulteney is that floral aspect to it.
There's a floral aspect for sure, and there's also one of the defining characteristics is on the finish, and I can never put my can figure it out what it is exactly, but it's every time you taste it, you're like, that's Old Pulteney.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is a signature through and through Old Pulteney.
It's a little bit effervescent in a way on the arrival.
A zestiness to it.
A zestiness. Fucking fly, fuck.
Get them?
No.
Of course not. You'll be able to see all the videos we've filmed in succession based on us snatching flies.
Yeah,
they may be
exactly.
released weeks and weeks apart, but we'll be like,
Yeah, or clapping them wildly all of a sudden.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The whiskey hasn't gotten to us that much yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, one thing about this one is like it has a little bit of a edge to it right now. There is some slight roughness about it, a little bit of a bitterness even.
Surprising for a 15-year-old
Mhm.
in a way. It's got a little bit of a wet wood kind of a flavor to it as well.
Some people do say never trust a neck pour.
Really?
Never trust a neck pour is a saying. Not necessarily our saying, but
No, I've never heard us say it.
we've never had.
There's a honey flavor on this, like honeycomb kind of thing.
Like it has, like I think this is a bottle that's going to mellow out really nicely.
Yeah, already it's good.
Like it is
quite
good. Yeah, it's good. It's quite good. But it
15-year-old,
does have
it'll-
some roughness to it.
It'll be interesting to try it next to the 12-year-old.
Yeah.
And because these are kind of the new releases, a little bit of a different packaging style than they had.
tube.
They had like the oval tube, with kind of a creamy white kind of a color to it, and now it's in a square box with a lid that is a fucking pain in. Excuse all the swearing. Pain in the ass to get off. There it goes.
There you go. Well, it has those little notches in the top. Look at the plastic has this little and it fits right into this little lip in here.
Yeah, right.
And then like sometimes you just can't get it off.
Right.
It's very impressive craftsmanship.
It is, but
Very sturdy craftsmanship.
there we go.
But yeah, I mean, it's got all the right things happening. Just might need to mellow a touch.
For sure.
Yeah.
And actually, one of the characteristics about Old Pulteney is a little bit soapy, which is a little bit on here, not as much as probably the 12-year-old, I'd say, but it's still like a redeeming quality about Old Pulteney that I quite like.
It's that soapy floral; those two kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, exactly.
The 46% works well. Very well.
The more I sip on it, the more the sweetnesses are coming out too. Like it is very a honey forward Scotch.
I'll bet if we just even set the glass down for a few minutes,
Yeah,
it would develop slightly.
for sure. And I urge people to experiment and put like a drop of water in for people that are new to drinking whiskey, which is, I'm sure we hit a few people that are relatively new to the Scotch world or bourbon world and whatever, but it's always a good idea to figure out what you like about whiskey. And when a lot of people start, they put ice cube in it or a spoonful of water or keep their bottles in the freezer or something like that, which I haven't done in years. But
No.
there's always different ways to enjoy your whiskey. I'd suggest experiment a little bit and maybe you'll find the way you like it.
This talks about how Sir William Pulteney was, like a big fisherman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it goes on to say a bunch of other stuff. But I'm not going to read it all.
No, just go get the bottle, you guys, and read it yourselves.
It does say, I'll get straight to the point about this bottle. Our 15-year-old is matured next to the sea, first in fine American oak ex-bourbon casks, then in Spanish oak casks. Warm amber on the eye with rich dried fruit, citrus, honey, you said that,
yeah.
Sweetness, creamy vanilla on the nose, layers of floral, chocolate, fragrant spice, lead to dark toffee with a hint of sea air and finish reminiscent of our coastal home. Great stuff.
Do you know what? Okay, just put your nose to this again one more time. The nose is honestly already opening up. And I'm getting a little bit of like a kind of like an Indian whiskey kind of thing to it. Like good Indian whiskey.
Like a Paul John?
Like a Paul John, yeah.
Well, and that's a tropical characteristic.
Yeah.
Yeah, there definitely is something.
There's something in there that it reminds me of.
It's a mix of that floral with
the sea salt.
Yeah, it's you know what these are the Old Pulteneys are ones that you can spend some time on.
For sure. Like honestly, now that I've had some sips, the nose is becoming much more interesting.
Yes. Well, this is not a full review.
Okay.
This is just an unboxing, but it might as well be.
It might as well.
We've just spent, but it will be nice to come back when it's half full and go like, wow, I really loved it, or it never really changed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I think it will be one that we're gonna love.
Yeah. So click like, subscribe, leave a comment, join our Patreon Dram Club if you want a sip of this specific bottle. We'll actually be sending samples out, and you can get right in there, review it with us, alongside us on Dram Club patron only live streams. Check out our Patreon. You might like it, or maybe not, and that's okay. But just check it out.
But one thing that's interesting about it is you pay a little bit of money, but you get 4 interesting whiskeys every month. Yeah. It's like the whiskey a month club kind of thing. It's a lot of fun.
The Jelly of the Month Club.
Yeah. We get to chat with you guys about it and hear your thoughts, and sometimes you will say something that we've been missing, and it's like, this is awesome.
In an intimate setting.
Yeah, it's a good way to connect with different whiskey lovers around the world.
Yeah.
All right.
We light candles.
Cheers. Thank you. We will see you again soon.
Drinking whiskey, describing all the flavors for you and me. Irish, Scotch, bourbon and rye. If they like a bottle, they'll tell you why. Subscribe on YouTube.